Hello, everybody. Um, I want to just talk to you guys all for a sec. And what will probably seem like the most clickbaity YouTube video I've ever done, because I think I'm just gonna call this real talk because it literally is. I actually hate clickbait, which a discussion on that could even be a whole video on itself. When I name something, what you can expect from the video is exactly what it's titled. And I think that given that even though in my last channel update I said I can't guarantee my stream times anymore, um I recognize I have not been streaming in the afternoon like I normally say I would. There is a good reason for that. Basically, there's a whole bunch of real life things and situations going on right now that demand my attention. And as a result of that, I'm basically streaming when I can, and the best opportunity, at least lately, has been in the evenings at varying start times. But it's because thanks to and again, this is where a disabled person's gonna talk about his life. Thanks to improvements to my care situation in regards to the evenings, because another care company's doing my evening calls now. They've been awesome. I'm not going to name them here though. Um, but I get a consistent 9:30 p.m., meaning that I have a window of time after eating dinner, um, and then obviously up until the evening care call. So I basically have a 2 hour and 15-minute window to do an evening stream or hang out with my friends every single evening now, which wasn't the case, which is fantastic. The mornings and the afternoon, though, are still with the original care company. And yesterday, I was basically told by my counsel that I'm not able to transition over yet. Something is happening at that organization. Again, I'm not going to name any names. But yeah, I cannot change over to the good care company completely, even though I'd like to. And yeah, that's just one thing I'm going through right now. But there's actually many spinning plates. I'm trying to get a replacement wheelchair from the NHS uh, because the advantage of NHS chairs is there's, you know, little to no maintenance cost if things break down. They'd obviously have exceptions of what's covered and things like that, but it's a lot better than buying a chair outright where at one, I don't have the money for that anyway, and two, even if I did, you would become fully financially responsible for any call outs or repair costs or maintenance over time, which is also um, for pretty much all disabled people kind of impossible. And here's the thing, like, as you might imagine, a lot of this has been very frustrating to deal with. And so the natural thing to do is that you want to talk about it with your friends. And because my friends have always been spread out across the country, we've had to rely on the internet and social media as a way of bridging the gap. And unfortunately, things have been stressful enough for long enough that I recognize that, you know, in a lot of my personal spaces online, um, so like my personal YouTube channel, my personal Twitch, my personal Facebook, you know, I am acutely aware that I've probably been complaining a lot, and maybe people are tired of listening to me complaining. And for that, I sincerely apologize. With regards to the wheelchair thing, in particular, um, I was told that a certain modification I would need in order for me to sit correctly that this wheelchair does have, but I've kind of outgrown this chair somewhat, so my posture's still terrible. But yeah, I need a knee block to keep my knees in a good position. Because if my knees are not in a good position, the rest of me won't be in a good position. So how is what I'm saying making sense? I'm getting to that. Um, Basically, the NHS told me that they cannot fit a knee block on any chair that they provide me with because it is a modification that they cannot crash test. Um, so I'm going to have an appointment soon where we try a whole bunch of straps and harnesses and they strap me upright to my chair, kind of like it's going to feel like a straight jacket to me, I think. But we need to come up with a solution because I need a chair that um, is financially viable to maintain. Because again, buying a chair outright, I just can't afford that. Um, I also mentioned in my post that external lights on the chair can't be funded by the NHS. If you want them, you can get them, but you have to pay for them yourself. And I was quoted over £230, to which, like, I received some comments that was cheap, and other friends, other disabled friends in similar positions have had to pay like multiple thousands of pounds for their chair and required family help. And basically, they just got a discount voucher from the NHS rather than the full chair and stuff. So the point being is that other people that I know have had things far harder and far worse, which then made me feel really bad about even complaining about my current situation in the first place. But the reality is that because my care costs are affecting me as large as they are financially, the money for a chair or even, even partially subsidizing one, it's just not there. And so, obviously I'll manage. I've always managed, like whatever situation I'm in, you know, I always seem to find some way around it. But if, I think you can see by looking at me that it's been a lot, right? And so I just wanted to be able to talk about it. Um, and I'm sort of feeling like, even when I talk about it, um, I get blasted, rightly blasted, possibly, but I'm getting blasted, which is just not what I need. Um, you know, um, so I mentioned on my own social media, like if anyone is like looking around on my pages, you will have read that I'm thinking of going a bit quiet for a while. Um, Gonna try not to commentate in real time every stressful situation I find myself in. Just gonna try and hashtag deal with it. Um, and that if people want to find me, you know where to find me. I want to keep doing my Twitch streams and stuff, enjoying games with my friends because again, I love doing that. And I love opening the door to other people to tune in and, sharing that with us. It's going to sound kind of cliche, but through the streaming, that's a large part of where my social life is actually facilitated. Not entirely, but certainly at the moment, it's a majority of my social life due to the financial constraints of not being able to travel, like to fund travel and other fun activities. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm almost thinking of like not even publishing this video because it's like, again, I know people in my life, I have a lot of disabled friends that are in the same situation or worse, and they'll be watching this like thinking, "Cry me a fucking river," like, and I get it, but I'm just very aware of how stressed I am. I'm aware of how much I do want to talk about it with people that I know and trust, not some person that's paid to listen. Um, but no, actual people that get it because they've been there too. Um, and I want us to support one another. Um, and to be fair to my closest circle, um, they have been extremely supportive. They have, and they continue to be. And I'm so grateful to all of you. Um, but I also think that wider than that, what I want to do with when I interact with people online, and this is very much on me because again, I'm very aware I've been complaining a lot. What I want to actually do is cultivate a wider circle where we are all about good vibes and supporting one another and just literally being there for one another. Um, so when I go live on stream and I'm firing up a video game to enjoy with you folks, I really want the focus to be on that and not whatever real life crap is going on in the background. For me, gaming has very much been a form of um, escapism from all that stuff. It's literally a break from overthinking and all the other things. So therefore, I need to make a more conscious effort to, um, you know, not be on stream and then, someone comes in and asks how you are and is like, well, actually. But then again, I also don't want to bullshit people where if somebody asks me in my chat, how am I doing? And what's going on, I don't want to lie either. So that I think is one of the biggest motivations for this video now. And again, I'm sorry for how rambly it's been and jumping along topic, but I felt like as soon as you script something like this, there's something, at least in my opinion, for me anyway, there would be something a little disingenuous um, about the way that I'm explaining things to you. This is first take, completely unplanned. How it comes out is how it comes out. Um, and as you can tell, I'm very aware of how kind of jumbled it all is. But yeah, there's a lot going on. I've got care situation that isn't ideal. The cost of said care is I'll manage, but it's a struggle right now. So yeah. um, I do have a PayPal that, in theory, someone out there could support me monetarily, but it's not your problem, so I don't even want to link it. Um, in fact, I won't. um, there are other ways to get that information if you want it. It doesn't need to be here. I just wanted to talk. Um, and then, and in addition to that, obviously the wheelchair stuff I'm trying to sort out. Um, I need to, with the NHS's help, and they have been extremely helpful. Um, we need to find a solution to the. Basically, we need to find a kind of wheelchair that they will happily provide me with that also literally works for my needs. So that's an ongoing thing. Which is all to say that I still don't know when my streams are going to exactly be. But when they happen, I just want to have a good time. And obviously, I will do everything in my power to ensure that not just myself, but everyone else that is there has a really good time. But it's also true to say that because all of this stuff is happening in the background, I sincerely apologize to you in advance um, if how I am is just more stressed than I know I should be. And I'm sorry if that affects your enjoyment of the streams in any way. Um, because yeah, there's just a lot of plates spinning. Um, and I will always do my best to make the best of every situation. But my goodness. In the grand scheme of things, it's probably not a lot. There's probably people watching this going through far worse or way more and all that kind of thing. But I think the honest thing to say is that what's going on right now is a lot to me, at least right now, you know? Because if it wasn't, why would I feel a need to make this video? Um, why do I want to just put something out there that lays it all out that I hope people watch and just understand? Um, just understand that, yeah, you might not see me live as often as um, you used to. Um, and when you do, it might not be at times you expect. Or if you do, why isn't Andy cracking as many jokes? Or you know, just that kind of thing. Um, life. Anyway, yeah. Um, this is probably one of those videos, and I've made a couple of them on my channel, where I'll be like, should this even exist? Does this even have a place? But I've been feeling that way about a bunch of things I've been posting online, to be honest. You know, I'm just being open and honest with people. And then I'm like, maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut. It's not a nice feeling to feel. And again, I'm not pointing the finger at any of my friends or anything. Like, we all just should be open and honest with one another. Um, so you are more than welcome to leave comments as well, um, to this or anything else. But I suppose I just wanted to explain my own thinking, rationale, um, you know, everything that's going on and what I'm doing about it. Just, yeah. Anyway, um, I recognize I'm rambling on a lot though. So I should probably cut it here. But yeah, between care, wheelchair, money, or lack thereof, and then obviously trying to smile for the camera whenever you go live and just have a good time for people, even though all this stuff is going on around you. Um, it's a lot, and I suppose if anything, all this proves to you and everyone else that watches this is that I'm only human. You know, there are people whom I miss very much that, you know, this is actually the first time I've mentioned that. But yeah, there's that too. All this is going on, and then I can't help but think about people who, when they were in my life, um, they had the largest impact upon my ability to deal with stuff like all this, um, which is a huge credit to them. Um, I feel blessed to have even known um, a lot of these people, all of these people. And many of them, I'm happy to say, I still know. But yeah, no. Lost a lot of friends in 2025. Um, and man, do I feel it. Anyway, I'm officially saying too much. Um, I'm gonna cut it here, but again, I just wanted to talk. Um, I will see you in the next stream. Maybe it's later, maybe it's not, maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's not. It definitely won't be on the 18th because that's when I have an appointment for my wheelchair. So we are cracking on with things. But yeah, take care of yourselves and each other. Um, thanks for coming to my real talk. Um, if any of you have anything to say, please leave it in the comments. Take care now.